Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake. From choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's Zola.com.
Places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
They're a-clucking.
Other animals. And action.
This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Good morning, Rockaholics. Happy Monday, one and all. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend.
Hey, it was great until last night.
Do we have to talk about it? We have to talk about it at some point.
No. We'll just pretend that football did not happen after 5 o'clock yesterday.
Well, do you know what I did after the football game?
Go to bed, I hope?
No, we decided to watch the series finale of Yellowstone, which I will not spoil for anyone out there. But it was almost 2 hours
Did Geno
long.
Smith get hurt in that show as well?
Yes, it's just reliving the nightmare. But it was almost 2 hours long, and then we got so sucked in that we couldn't stop watching it. But we had to start it after the Hawks game and after Brad got home from watching the Hawks game.
So that's like close to 9 o'clock.
We did not get to bed until almost 11 last night, Steve.
Why?
Because I couldn't stop watching Yellowstone. It's such a great series, and it's over, and now I don't know what to do with my life.
You know, I'd like to give you a hard time, but because I haven't had a show like that in forever. But I think back to Breaking Bad, and there were many times where it'd be like 9 o'clock at night, and I look at my wife and be like, you want to just watch one more? She's like, no, that's a terrible idea because then it'll be 10 o'clock. You got to get up in the morning. And typically those episodes are so intense that you don't even want to go to sleep after they're done.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I got less sleep last night than I did after live night. So I'm running on fumes, but it was worth it because Yellowstone is a fantastic show.
It was a good ending.
It was, yeah. I mean, you know, you hate to see a show end that you're really, really into. So that was sad. Yeah. Trying not to cry a little bit.
It's kind of how I feel about the Seahawks season. I get it. No.
Those 12-5 dreams, Steve?
They're gone.
They're nightmares now.
Yeah, they're gone.
Well, let's inform the Rockaholics.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daly Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMV is brought to you by Palace Lawn. Today is National Chocolate Covered Everything Day. So whatever you're going to eat today, slap some chocolate on it. Yesterday, I did enjoy some chocolate covered pretzels at my daughter's birthday party. They were awesome.
They had like pepperminty things on them, too.
Yes, they did.
It was so good.
They're fancy as F. Cost me $5 at QFC. I hope you enjoyed them.
I did enjoy them.
Oh, man, but we did not enjoy that Seahawks game yesterday. The Seahawks 4-game winning streak is done. They lost to the Green Bay Packers 30-13 over at Lumen Field. Oh, it was a tough one to watch, but there's still hope. Their destiny is still in their hands. If they do not lose again, things are good.
We could do that.
I mean, it's okay. They're playing Minnesota Vikings next at home. They're not playing well at home. Minnesota Vikings are currently 11-2. They'll probably be 12-2 by the time we play them. But hey, that's one nice thing. It'll be a short week for them.
Yes, it will be.
It was just rough. The roughest part, I think, was watching Geno Smith go down. It looked like at first maybe it was an ankle thing. Now it looks like it's going to be it's a knee injury. They had to bring Sam Howell in, who, let's just say, I think any of us could have done just as good of a job as Sam Howell. Here's Coach Mike McDonald talking about Geno Smith's injury.
It was a knee for Geno. I'll tell you this, I mean, this guy, probably the toughest player I've ever been around, was severe enough for him not to come back in the game. We'll do all the tests tomorrow and kind of figure it out as we go. But right now, just structurally, it looks like it's okay. We got to get it imaged and all that stuff.
Was he close at all to being able to come back?
He wanted to, and then he was about to go back. I think one of those drives. I think it was the one before we threw the pick, and then he just couldn't go.
He did not look happy on the sideline.
No.
Did you see that part? He just took his helmet and just threw it down.
That was brutal.
I don't think he was happy at the fact there was no call on that hit. And it was just, it was a tough one. But, we sound down about things, but there's still plenty of hope for this team. And according to Ernest Jones, the fourth, they're a guy who's been great on defense. No pressure.
We know what type of team we are. We know what the goal is and what we're trying to accomplish. Us saying this playoff ball is just putting emphasis on what we said earlier in the year that we wanted to get done. That's, win the division, go into the playoffs, get a home playoff game, 1 or 2, whatever the case may be. And, you see what happens in the playoff. But there's no pressure. We just got to go out and play better and execute better.
And I do like this text message that we just got about the Seahawks. Good morning. I have 2 quick things. I take partial blame for the Hawks loss because I gave my kid the wrong sippy cup color.
Oh, no. Also,
I don't want to hear anyone talking crap about Geno again. I mean, Sam didn't do terrible, but damn. I actually think he did do terrible. But I mean, that's a tough spot to be put in as a backup quarterback. And it was just rough. But, how many times have we said it this season? We're like, this season's over. I mean, they still have to play. They have to play the Vikings. Hopefully, I mean, who knows what happens with that. The Bears, they should be able to beat the Bears, and then it's down to the team that they're tied for first place with right now, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. Rams, of course, have the tiebreaker right now, but who knows what's going to happen. That last game of the season could mean everything.
Seattle sports fans are known for their optimism, Steve.
I'm trying. I am definitely trying.
There is a strip club DJ from Oregon who's being treated in the hospital after one of the dancers randomly started stabbing him in the back multiple times. His name is Duncan Allen, and he
played the wrong song.
Yeah.
He played the wrong. I mean, all fairness.
It's too many beats per minute.
Yeah.
And he worked at Casa Diablo. This is the vegan one.
I like how everybody just perked up in this room. Hey, forget about the Seahawks. Casa Diablo, great spot.
That's a place that only gives you $2 bills.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Aren't those good luck?
Well, not for the strip club DJ.
So this is the DJ, Duncan Allen, talking about what happened.
I was basically on my computer getting some songs ready. And next thing I know, it felt like a 500-pound man punched me in the back basically as hard as humanly possible. So I turned around expecting there to be like a huge dude like about to bite me and hit me. And it was her. And she was standing there holding the knife. I still didn't know I was stabbed at that point. But then I took a breath in and I realized that my left lung had collapsed.
Ooh. Well, then the club owner, Johnny, he weighed in on everything.
I think she intended to kill someone, and it just happened to be Duncan. When she was in the dressing room, for about 10 minutes, she seemed like she was possessed by a demon.
Well, she works at Casa Diablo.
Really living up to the name.
I mean, if they serve meat there, probably wouldn't get as crazy as they are. No, I'm kidding. That's the case. I do like that he goes by Johnny Diablo.
Johnny Diablo.
Johnny Diablo. Oh. It doesn't help the stereotype that strippers are a little off their rocker. We have to talk real quickly about just what a cool thing that happened this weekend. And unfortunately, none of us were able to attend. Sold out really quick. But New Dragons, which is Soundgarden, the remaining members of Soundgarden, Matt Cameron, Kim Daly, and also Ben Shepherd, they all got together again to help raise some money for Seattle, for what was it, for
Seattle Children's
Smooch,
yes,
I believe
Smooch.
it's called. And there was a bunch of money, and they got the band back together. They had Shanna Shepherd singing with them. They did 6 songs, a bunch of some cool deep cuts for Soundgarden, but they also did some that you probably know and love, including this one by the song by Soundgarden called Outshined. It was just cool being able to see those guys back up there on stage for a great cause and seeing Shayna sing with them.
Oh, yeah.
It's always funny how you go on social media or you go on YouTube and some people are just not happy with it. They're like, well, you could have got someone that sounded more like Chris, but I think that's exactly what they were trying to do. This isn't a Soundgarden reunion. I don't think they're going to be going on tour. I don't think they're going to be putting out any new music. It was just to celebrate what they once did for a great cause, to raise money for kids. And they brought their good friend, who I thought she did a great job. She brought her own stamp, her own style on those songs, and I thought it was awesome.
Well, I think, too, if they had somebody that sounded too similar to Chris, you'd have the criticism of that, too. So
you can't win.
You can't win at all.
No, but I thought she did a phenomenal job.
She sure did.
And then Duff McKagan jumped up there on stage with them because he performed earlier, and they did that Soundgarden song Kickstand. Mm-hmm. That was really cool. And then they finished things off with the MC5 cover that Soundgarden used to do, Kick Out the Jams.
Hell yes.
Hey, as far as weather, we are going to hit a high of 46 degrees. It's going to rain today. The DMD is brought to you by Olympic Hot Tub, and that's what's up.
So how was live night?
Worst night ever.
I mean, I had a blast.
It was so much fun.
And a core highlight for me, you performed Dominic the Donkey. So how did that go? And how about my rendition of Father Christmas? And more importantly, what did Seahawks Hall of Famer Walter Jones think of our songs? We're going to find out at 6:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, Washington, there are exciting things happening at your local CVS. Shop thousands of gifts under $20, from premium chocolates and cozy throws to pre-wrapped presents and the season's hottest toys. Need it fast? Save time when you buy online and pick up in store with free CVS Pickup. Use your Extra Care card to unlock savings every time you shop. Visit cvs.com/holiday for details.
You hear that, America? The mountain is calling. Calling you on this cloudy Tuesday morning with a very important message.
Get off your ass.
So grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, some friends, and do something you'll enjoy even more than the lifestyle content you're keeping up with. The mountain is calling. Answer. Do the do.
We definitely want to give a huge thank you to everyone who came out Friday night to Showbox Soto and attended live night with us. Such a good time. And while we were there, you and I both had to sing Steve Migs.
Yes, because the goal was, hey, we'll embarrass ourselves for the cause of Coats for Kids. If anything for the kids, especially kids that are in need. A brand new coat helps their confidence, helps keep them warm and we've been working with Operation Warm, trying to raise as much money as humanly possible. So you said you would sing Father Christmas if X amount of dollars was raised. Then I was put to the task and said, hey, if we could raise X amount more, you have to sing Dominic the Donkey. And look, man, at the end of the day, it worked in the sense of raising money for the kids. So we are still close to our goal of $50,000. We're at $43,664 raised for Coats for Kids this year. And that's a big thanks to all the Rockaholics who have donated money. And a little of it had to do with the fact that we were going to embarrass ourselves.
Well, it was certainly something watching you perform Dominic the Donkey with a band that included a horn section. So if people want to know a little bit about what it sounded like, we do have some audio to share.
We did, Greg. And I don't know why, right before we started, I looked at Kyle and the rest of the band and said, hey, hold on a second. Before we start, I want to go full Freddie Mercury at Wembley Stadium. I don't know if you remember that iconic moment where he gets everybody to like a call and response sing along. So I'm like, I'm going to do it. But instead of Freddie Mercury, it's Dominic the Donkey. And instead of Wembley Stadium, it's the Showbox Soto.
Yeah.
And so that's how this all starts off, with me kind of trying to help the Rockaholics with how to sing Dominic the Donkey.
What I ask of you is anytime I say chickadee ching, you return with the hee-haw. So let's practice that real quick. Chickadee ching. Hee-haw.
All right, we're all ready. This is the most ridiculous thing that I think I've ever done in radio.
All right, you guys got...
Mind you, I'm also dressed as a donkey while doing this.
You looked great.
I don't even think those pants fit. I don't even think they made it to my ankles.
All right, you guys got that. Other part. So I go la, 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 da, dee, da. All right, without further ado, let's do Dominic the Donkey.
And we did it.
Hey, jiggity jig. It's Dominic the Donkey.
Maddest donkey I've ever heard.
No. It's just, I turned it into a bar anthem. Nerves got the better of me. Not that as if I wasn't nervous, I would sing like a freaking angel.
Dominic the Donkey. Jiggity jig. The Italian Christmas donkey. La, la, la. La, 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 da, dee, da.
I mean, the crowd sounds good.
They nailed it. They were ready. They understood the assignment, Steve.
Our poor friend Sarah over here has a terrible hangover, and I don't think this is helping her.
This is really, really not helping my head.
So we should definitely play more.
Oh, Santa's got a little friend. His name is Dominic. The cutest little donkey. You've never seen him kick. When Santa visits his paisans, and Dominic he'll be. Because the reindeer cannot climb the hills of Italy. Hey, jiggity jig, hee-haw, it's Dominic the Donkey. Jiggity jig, hee-haw, the Daly Christmas donkey.
I mean, the band played pretty well.
The band was great. You had a flautist.
It was pretty cool.
One of the Scoblins traded his trumpet for a flute. That was dope.
Hey, Rockaholics! That might have been the most embarrassing thing I've ever done on the radio.
Can confirm it was the most embarrassing thing I've done on the radio.
How do you have a voice?
I didn't.
You were like literally shouting this entire thing. My throat hurts for you.
Well, I had to bring the hardcore roots into it,
Oh, yeah.
And that's saying a lot. Hee-haw, 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 hee-haw. We're doing it for the kids. Donate. KISW.com. Coach for kids. Let's hit 50,000. Sorry, Big Walt.
Yeah, the whole time I'm singing, Big Walt's in the front row watching this.
Looking
Walter
like
Jones.
he's in shock.
Yes.
Well, then I was tasked with singing Father Christmas. Migs, you played drums.
Yep.
Danny was on guitar.
Yep.
Thrill was on the bass.
Yep.
And Glenn Cannon was rocking that guitar solo, and we have some audio from that as well.
You sound way more like a singer than I did.
Just a bad karaoke-er.
I stood outside a department store. A gang of kids came over and mugged me and knocked my reindeer to the floor.
You know, my guitar sounds way more in tune than I thought it was. I'm actually kind of impressed.
Little rich boys.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so much
super fun. Yeah.
But Seahawks Hall of Famer, yes, Walter Jones was in the front row watching us do what we did. So what did he think of our performances, Steve?
Well, you've been here now for the entire show. What have been your takeaways? I mean, you do the fifth quarter with Paul Sylvie. You usually analyze the game. How would you analyze tonight's live night?
You guys are weird, but I love it, man.
You guys are weird, but I love it, man.
That really does sum it up, honestly.
I mean, you can never sum up our show and who we are as people better than that right there.
Now, I know you like the Temptations of the Christmas song.
I love it.
What about the donkey, Dominic the donkey?
I thought it was pretty good, man. You did a good job of keeping everybody informed and making sure they part of the music, so I love that. Good job.
Hey!
Hee-haw, what was it?
Now, that's a highlight right there for sure.
You guys are weird, but I love it, man.
You made him a believer.
I did.
Well,
he's a Dominic the Donkey fan.
Hee-haw, what was it?
We had an awesome time chatting it up with Big Walt. He was a delight. He actually came up with us 2 different times during Live Night to talk about Hawks, Christmas movies. He ended up sharing a pretty awesome story about the time that he slapped Matt Hasselbeck in the face. You're going to hear from Walter Jones after Beastie Boys.
The Daily Migs Show.
Friday night was quite legendary at Live Night at Showbox Soto, and that's because we had a Seahawks legend join us on stage. And that would be Mr. Walter Jones. Big Walt was part of Live Day.
I do love his only deal that he made with us. Like, hey, I'll do this for sure, but please make sure that there's a Tito Sprite ready for me when I show up. And, of course, we had to make that happen.
You delivered on that, Steve, like a boss.
That was the most important part of the entire night. I was like, hey, I don't care what's going on. I don't care what time we're supposed to do, whatever. Please make sure when Big Walt shows up, there is a Tito Sprite waiting for him just to put in his hand.
He's the tallest man in the room. You can't miss him. But if you did miss it Friday night, here is our chat with Big Walt.
Please make some noise for our good friend, Big Walt himself, Walter Jones. Well, before we get to any Seahawks talk and any talk about that, we have to talk a little Christmas. Okay. Because it appears that I'm in the minority, and I want to know what you think.
Okay.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No.
Oh, that's what's up.
All right, well, Walt's the
Hall of
boss.
Famer said it, therefore it has been written.
A great movie, though.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
What's your all-time favorite Christmas movie?
Terminator. I'll be back. I'll probably say Home Alone. Probably.
Home Alone.
Home Alone 2, though. So
Home Alone 2. Yeah.
Because I always wanted to live in New York City, though, so I like that song.
So I have another controversial Christmas question for you, Big Walt.
Okay.
Eggnog, yes or no? Because I'm no.
No.
Yeah!
So bad.
It's so bad.
Yes.
Oh, man.
It doesn't matter how much bourbon you add.
Yeah.
I won't have it. No. I'm out. One of my favorite things when it comes to jerseys is seeing guys swap jerseys after games. Do you have a jersey in your collection from back when you were playing that is very near and dear to your heart?
I never did that. All I got now is all my the guys that was in the Hall of Fame. That's all I got. I got a Hall of Fame wall in my house, and that's the only jerseys I have. So I just try to represent. So
I have a Hall of Fame wall jersey on.
So basically, what I do, I just, once you go to the Hall of Fame and stuff, like, we don't have a lot of guys there. You go there, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers where they got like 15 guys. So basically, for me, I'm always rooting for the Seahawks. I'm waiting on the next one. Hopefully, it's Coach Holmgren this year. Yeah. And now we'll have another Seahawk in there. It get fun when you start having guys there that you played the game with. That's part of your team.
You have to have had some great stories playing under him. Do you have any fun stories that you could share with us about Mike Holmgren?
You know what? I tell people all the time. I said that when Mike came, he changed the standard of winning here in Seattle. I think we didn't know. Didn't nobody know what it take to win. We was in games, but we wasn't winning games. And I think when Mike came here, Mike sat us all down and said, hey, if you listen to me, you follow me, we're going to do great things, and I'll get you to the Super Bowl. We didn't win it, but still, again, everything that he promised us, that did happen because we followed him. And I tell people all the time, the best story I had with him was like, the number one thing I don't have on my resume, well, 2 things. I don't have a Super Bowl win, and I don't have a touchdown. I don't have a touchdown. So I used to be, when we go on those short yardage and stuff, they be running like trick plays. You see it all the time now where linemen catch touchdown pass. And I used to ask him every day, every Thursday, hey, Coach, can I get a pass? Can I get a pass? And he said, hey, Walt, if I move you from any position from the left tackle, everybody in the stadium is going to know what's going on. So, so I never got a pass, never.
Can you tell us about the Matt Hasselbeck slap?
You know what? That was training camp. And so what happened the last night of training camp, usually what happened, all the O-linemen get together. We have some adult beverage, not eggnog. And
Hold the nog.
and so, like, you know, Hasselbeck is a quarterback, so Hasselbeck had a dope room. You know, he had video games, had music. So basically what happened, they had a dormitory that was a circular dormitory. So the elevator was at the center, and Hasselbeck room was right off the elevator. So all the O-linemen decided to go sit at the elevator because that was the most room for us. So we were sitting there having drinks, and Hasselbeck was playing his music. So Hasselbeck had his door open. So he decided to turn his music off and go to bed. Didn't say anything, just shut the door. And so I give it to Robbie Toback. And Robbie Toback. And I said, man, if I had a key, I could go in there and slap him. And so Robbie got the master key and came back with the key. So I walked in. I said, Hasselbeck, I got to slap you, man. So I went in there and smacked him. I felt bad the next day because, you know, with when you're drinking adult beverages, the hand get pretty heavy. So... And so what happened was the next day he was in the training room and he had like my handprint on his face. So it was on his face. It was a pretty good slap though. But
I love that.
So, but the story have grown. But I think it's amazing. Hasselbeck is one of the great ones, and fun guy. Love to have fun. So it was one of those things that had to happen. You know, O-linemen run the team anyway, so I had to go in. Like when the guys say, "Well, you got to go in there and slap him," you got to go slap him. Anybody here? Anybody on this stage you need me to slap?
I want to.
I mean, I've been slapped. I don't want to be slapped by Big Walt, though.
That would be an experience.
That could be a great show too, though, right?
Yes.
Smacked by Walt. Who want to get smacked by Walt?
Hey, line up for spankings.
Thanks for your friendship and being a part of our show and joining us every time. And
I appreciate that, man. I think, like I say, a friend of mine, you're somebody that, you know, if I need anything, I need to promote anything, you always let me on. So appreciate that, guys. I love this fact that I'm here, seeing all the fans and being part of the city, man. It's pretty amazing.
Big Walt.
Give it up for Big Walt, Rockaholics.
Someone just texted, who had the whistle? I'm not even sure.
Was that a Foley artist?
I think it was Big Walt, actually.
Yeah, he just whistles for himself.
It was cool. He was hanging out. He took a lot of pictures with Rockaholics as well. Walt's the man.
One of these days, we got to get him to play Beat Migs against you.
Oh, yeah.
I would love it if he just
not at live night, because I'm positive that you guys were all cheating whenever I leave the room, because everybody seems to get a perfect 10.
We would never encourage that, Steve.
Sure.
But we would encourage someone to give a call right now, 206-803-ROCK, to play you. You've got a record of 346 wins, 112 losses, and 59 ties in 2024. We will play Beat Migs at 650.
The Daily Migs Show.
I'm Anna Garcia with True Crime News, the podcast. Every crime tells a story. Every story demands justice. True Crime News, the podcast, covers breaking crimes, investigating high-profile and under-the-radar cases. Every week, we dive beyond the headlines, exploring the effects of violent crimes on victims and search for justice. We hope you join us as your weekly source for true crime news. Listen to and follow True Crime News, the podcast, on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake. From choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates, and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Jeff from Sumner is. Jeff, are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. Are you with a buddy, coworkers?
I got a buddy today.
Ooh, what's your buddy's name?
We got Nick here.
Nick and Jeff. All right, well, Jeff, if you end up winning, I just want to let you know, I'm going to send you a super cute holiday card from all of us.
That's awesome. Can't wait.
Yay!
He's going down.
Let's do it.
All right,
We're doing this because we know Danny loves Christmas cards, those
Yes.
personalized ones. So also, if anybody has an extra personalized Christmas card, please send them to the radio station, 800 5th Avenue, Suite 1400, KSW, Seattle, 98104. Attention, Danny V.
Yes.
He will not put it in the garbage, I swear.
Nothing says Danny loves Christmas more than personalized Christmas cards.
Yes.
All right, so it's time for you to get out of here.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Jeff has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Brenda Lee was the original singer of Rockin' Around the Christmas what?
Tree?
Correct. Which fruit is associated with Isaac Newton and gravity?
Which what?
Fruit.
Pass.
Jordan Love is the quarterback for what NFL team?
The Packers.
Correct. Who directed and starred in the 90s movie Braveheart?
Mel Gibson.
Yes. Often outside of banks and stores, what does the A stand for in ATM?
Automatic?
No.
Automated?
Yes. What president is on the $5 bill?
Lincoln?
Correct. What is the study of living things called?
Autonomy?
No.
Pass. Biology?
Yes. What country in Asia has the most active volcanoes?
Pass.
How many movies have Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore been in together?
3, 4, 5?
3, yes. Soundgarden released Super Unknown in what 90s year?
92, 93, 94?
94, yes. Jess.
And Nick.
And Nick, you guys played that game very well, and you got 8 correct.
8 is great.
Ooh.
Ooh, feeling pretty good.
Unfortunately, I think Steve's got those ones.
The ones that you didn't get?
I think he's got. We'll see.
I don't think he's got one of them.
Be confident, Jeff.
Oh, we're confident.
Steve?
Yes.
I don't want to say you should feel a little pressure, but you might want to feel a little pressure because they did pretty well.
Oh, is that so? Well, I need to check in. When it comes to pressure, I should check in with my friend Ernest Jones from the Seahawks and see what he thinks. And we'll figure that out.
We know what type of team we are. We know what the goal is and what we're trying to accomplish. Us saying this playoff ball is just putting emphasis on what we said earlier in the year that we wanted to get done. That's, win the division, go into the playoffs, get a home playoff game, 1 or 2, whatever the case may be. Yep. And, you see what happens in the playoff. But there's no pressure. We just got to go out and play better and execute better.
There you go. No pressure.
I don't think you should be taking advice from a Seahawks player this morning.
That's right. They did lose yesterday.
They sure did.
Is there any Packers available for me?
You do what you want to do.
Let's go.
All right. Well, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah!
Brenda Lee was the original singer of Rockin' Around the Christmas what?
Tree.
Yes. Which fruit is associated with Isaac Newton and gravity?
Apple.
Correct. Jordan Love is the quarterback for what NFL team?
I hate them right now. Green Bay Packers.
Yes. Who directed and starred in the 90s movie Braveheart?
Mel Gibson.
Wow, yes. Often outside of banks and stores, what does the A stand for in ATM?
Wow.
I didn't say anything. You guys are perverted. Automated.
Wow, correct.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Taryn.
What president is on the $5 bill?
Lincoln?
Yes. What is the study of living things called?
What?
The study of living things called?
Botany?
No.
Biology?
Wow, yes. What country in Asia has the most active volcanoes?
I'm going to say China.
No.
Japan?
No.
India?
No. How many movies have Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore been in together?
3.
Wow, correct. Soundgarden released Super Unknown in what 90s year?
1992?
No.
1991?
No.
1993?
Ooh, no. 4.
1994. Yeah. Oh, it's bad. Yeah. Never mind.
Steve,
Bad motor finger.
You got 8 correct, which is a tie. 8 to 8.
All right.
Oh, so close.
Oh.
Next time, boys.
If only he had just guessed Apple for Isaac Newton and Gravity.
Oh, he didn't get that one?
No.
Oh, that's going to bother him for the rest of the day.
Or the rest of his life.
I don't think he understood the question because he was very like, what?
Yeah, he was.
Did he guess anything?
No, he passed.
Oh.
The only one you both got wrong. What country in Asia has the most active volcanoes?
Damn.
Indonesia.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I would have never known that.
There's not a chance in hell I would have run out of countries that I think are in Asia before I even got to Indonesia.
Same here. But congrats on tying.
That's awesome.
Hey, big thank you to everyone who has already donated to Coats for Kids. I know it's coming up on the big holidays, so if you've got a couple extra bucks in your wallet, now would be a great time to donate and help us hit that goal of $50,000.
Big shout out to Aaron Thress, who donated $269. Joining the 69 Club in epic fashion. That is pretty awesome. Also joining the 69 Club, Brandon Freeland, he made a donation over the weekend as well. So did Colin and Marcella. They donated $100. Any amount helps. $5 to $500.
And we're like less than $7,000 from hitting our goal. So let's do it, Rockaholics, before the end of the year. Head to KISW.com to make a donation, or you can also text KISW GIVE to 44321 to make a donation. We have this cool new feature on our Odyssey app that we want you to know about, Rockaholics. You can leave us a voice message. And we have a Rockaholic that has an issue with cell phones and another that met their hero.
I do love the irony of them complaining about cell phones while using a cell phone to leave that message.
Exactly. So we're going to slide into our VMs after Nirvana.
The Daily Migs Show.
Steve Migs, we have this new feature on the Odyssey app, another option for how the Rockaholics can get in touch with us.
Yeah, we have social media, we have text lines, we have phone calls, but now we have a new feature.
We have voice messages, and we have been getting some awesome voice messages on there. Some are rather interesting, so let's go ahead and slide into our VMs.
Something got you bent, and now you need to vent, or you did something bad and you need to repent? Well, slide into our VMs.
Yeah, baby, it's time to slide into our VMs. On the Daily Mix Show.
And we would love for you to leave us a voice message if you want to say hi, if you'd like to comment on something from the show, or just vent about anything going on in your life. Keep it under a minute, but definitely leave us a voice message, Rockaholics.
Are you ready for the first voice message?
Let's hear it.
Good morning, this is Paula. I got to meet the one and only Jerry Rice.
Seahawks legend.
Yes.
He played for like a half a minute.
One of America's best football players ever. It was a dream coming true. Next, I would love to meet Joe Montana.
I have a feeling this person might like a certain team.
Sounds like it.
Rock on and go Niners.
Okay.
There it is.
Goodbye.
There
Gotta
it
go.
is.
Have you ever met someone like, so that's like a hero to her? Do you have a certain hero that you've met that instantly pops into your mind?
I mean, when I met Geddy Lee from Rush for the first time, I was like, if you look at the photo, I look completely out of my mind, and I walked away just bursting into tears. I could not hold it together.
Really?
Yeah, I was very emotional after that. I mean, I was shaking, I was sweating. It was chaotic.
Is there somebody else that you haven't met yet that you think if I met them, I would also be a mess?
Oh, I mean, that was probably the biggest one for me. I guess I'd probably freak out a little bit if I met Les Claypool. It's me and my bassist,
And the quirky bassists.
They're my favorite.
What about you, Danny?
Billy Joe Armstrong, of course. When I met him randomly in California at a fish place that he was ordering lunch at, and then afterwards I was just like elated, like I could not hold it together.
That's when you meet somebody that you're not expecting to meet, I think it hits a whole different way. Because thankfully with this job, we've gotten to meet a lot of people that I've been like fans of for my entire life, from the world of wrestling and sports and things along those lines. But the one that hit me hard, I remember I was at a bar called Bandits. I don't even know if it's still around in Lower Queen Anne. And I'm sitting there, and at the table across from me was the drummer of Mother Love Bone, Greg. And I'm such a massive Mother Love Bone fan. And the guy seemed so approachable, so nice. I couldn't get it together to say hi to him. All I could do was text Thrill, because Thrill is a fellow Mother Love Bone fan. I'm like, Thrill, I don't know if you've got anything going on right now, but meet me at Bandits. The drummer from Mother Love Bone's here. He's like, what? And it was like both of us then spent the rest of the time talking about how nervous we would be to talk to the guy. And I'm like, he's right there. I could have said hi to him.
Do you need like one more cocktail to make it?
Maybe four. Maybe four. Sarah, what about you?
Ooh, the most recent one, which in Vegas, you guys, I don't know, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I went to one of the housewives, just opened up a new restaurant, and I just went there to grab a cocktail, and all of a sudden, her and her husband are sitting right at the same bar, and I was unwell. But
Did George even know who they were?
Oh, yes. George, low-key, kind of likes that show, too.
Low-key kind of likes that show.
I mean, he deals with it. He doesn't go into his other room. He just plays on his phone when I watch it. But the entire time, I knew I would regret not saying hi. So I did it. I went up. I said hi. I told them.
Were they cool?
They were so cool. But when I become really nervous like that, I don't shut up. So I just like word vomit everything. I
so
told
you're
them
just nervous 24/7 then?
Yeah. I'm like, I love you guys so much. Oh my God, you guys are my favorite. And they're like, thank you.
I was going to say, we're talking to the girl who still hasn't washed her hand from the concert she went to when Tyga touched it.
Puts on a rubber glove every time she takes a shower.
I do, you guys. I do.
Still smell him.
Let's get another voice message, which you can leave on the Odyssey app.
God damn it, guys. You know, I love listening to your station, and I've been doing it for, over 50 years. But I love Rush, but can we hear something other than Tom Sawyer, please?
As he plays it for us.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I support that.
How did you mask your voice, Terry?
Right.
Was that you?
You just want to hear more Rush.
Hear some deep cuts, man.
For some reason, you sound like Joe. You know what was cool, though, at Live Night? We had our buddy Micah the Beast. He plays the ukulele, Me, My Uke, and I. You can find him all around town. He performs in different places. And we always ask him, hey, take a KSW song and try and turn it into a ukulele song. And he did that with one certain song that I knew would bring a smile to your face, and it took me forever to figure out what it was. And we do this one for our last voice message. Joe, it's for you.
No, his mind is not for rent to any god or government. Always hopeful yet discontent. No changes are permanent, but changes. And what you say about his company is what you say about society. Catch the witness, catch the wit, catch the spirit, catch the spit. Go Terran.
It took me till the very end. Do you know it? Do you need a hint?
He needs a hint.
I'll take a hint. It's Taryn Daly's favorite band, and it rhymes with hush. I'm sorry, I'm a firearms instructor. You're going to have to repeat that. It rhymes with hush. Are they Canadian? Is it Rush? Yeah. Hey. Okay. Now, the song rhymes with Schmom Schmoyer. Huck Finn? Tom Sawyer?
That was awesome.
Finally, we got there. That was a lot of fun. Shout out, Micah.
I don't know why you would think that anyone cheats at Live Night, Steve.
No, when I hear the peanut gallery in the background all yelling, Rush!
Well, last night was a bit of a bummer if you were tuned into Sunday Night Football because the Seahawks lost. So we're going to recap the game with the host of the very popular Seattle sports podcast, Mitch Unfiltered. Mitch Levy will join us at 7:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You hear that, America? The mountain is calling. Calling you on this cloudy Tuesday morning with a very important message.
Get off your ass.
So grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, some friends, and do something you'll enjoy even more than the pop culture convos you're consuming. The mountain is calling. Answer. Do the do.
I'm Anna Garcia with True Crime News, the podcast. Every crime tells a story. Every story demands justice. True Crime News, the podcast, covers breaking crimes, investigating high-profile and under-the-radar cases. Every week, we dive beyond the headlines, exploring the effects of violent crimes on victims and search for justice. We hope you join us as your weekly source for true crime news. Listen to and follow True Crime News, the podcast, on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Rockaholics, he is the host of Mitch Unfiltered, and you can listen to that podcast wherever you get your podcasts or at MitchUnfiltered.com. Mitch Levy joins us this morning to talk about the very disappointing Seahawks loss last night, 30-13 against the Green Bay Packers, and I blame the action green.
Okay.
Oh, God. How bad is that?
The lack of action green.
Am I wrong? Are there people out there in your audience? Can you do a text survey or so? Are there really people out there that think this is a good idea? Because I haven't come across anybody who likes those uniforms. Do you like those uniforms, Migsy?
I mean, they're okay to me. I would much rather see them, though, in the vintage and the throwback jerseys. I feel like once you introduce those into our world, like if you're going to go with anything that's not your usual jerseys, go with that.
They got to retire whatever that was they were wearing last night. Just retire and retire the way they played. Oh,
Mitch,
notice I didn't even ring the bell. Notice I haven't promoted our show isn't even out yet. This is like the first time I've ever done your show where the Monday show hasn't even been released. We're still working on getting the final edits done for like a midday or a 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. release. Just every once in a while we in life need somebody to remind us that we're not very special. Do you know that? You know that person in your life? I don't know if
it's
you guys have that person.
It's you for me there. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I'm glad that I can play that role for you.
Yeah, you do a very good job of it.
We all. I don't know if Taryn's probably surrounded by people who just kiss her rear end and tell her.
Everybody but my 5-year-old.
Okay, well, so everybody needs somebody in their life just every once in a while to remind them, you are not special at all. And for the Seattle Seahawks, after winning 4 in a row, coming home, national TV, you got the home feel. Oh, you're feeling good about yourself. Maybe this team really is a playoff team. Maybe this team is a certified NFC championship contender. Maybe they needed the Green Bay Packers to come in. And by the way, the Packers didn't even wait 15 minutes to display to the Seahawks just how ordinary they are. In those first 2 drives, Migs, they just took the opening kickoff and lined up and said, you guys are not very good, and we're going to show you how not very good you are. It was terrible, wasn't it?
And it was like a throwback to like earlier Seahawks with like these dumb penalties and just like the defense couldn't stop anything. I mean, they figured it out in the second half at least, but man, That was hard watching that running game happen against the Packers.
They just did anything. I don't even think the guy – I was doing the math. The guy only threw 1 incomplete pass. He was into the third quarter. I think he'd only thrown 1 incomplete. I think he was 15 for his first 16, which is interesting because everybody says in the NFL that the best division by far this year is that NFC North with Detroit – and Green Bay and the team that the Seahawks are playing this week, Minnesota. They're all going to be in the playoffs, and they are better than everybody else. And it reminded me that when the Seahawks played Detroit earlier in the year, either Jared Goff had 0 incompletion. I think he might have had. I think he may have gone 16 for 16 or 18 for 18. So there was a point last night where NFC North quarterbacks had thrown one incompletion the entire year against us. I mean, it was painful. It was so painful that when I got on with you guys this morning, I was counting the minutes until the song. Where is the song, Taryn? Where is the song to interrupt us?
Mitch needs to pick me up.
Yeah.
Well, Rockaholics, you can give Mitch a follow on X. His handle is @Mitch_Seattle. He is the host of Mitch Unfiltered, which you'll be able to hear the new episode soon.
Today. Yep,
There's not
soon.
many highlights to include, but they're going to compile those. You can listen to it wherever you get your podcast or at MitchUnfiltered.com. We will have more with Mitch Levy after Papa Roach.
The Daily Migs Show.
This morning, we have been chatting with the host of Mitch Unfiltered, which you can listen to wherever you get your podcasts or at MitchUnfiltered.com. Mitch Levy, the Hawks, really, really stunk it up last night versus Green Bay, and it was at home, which just hurts even worse.
Is that what we've been doing, talking about the Seattle Seahawks, have we?
And
it sounded a little bit like a Green Bay game, though, at times, where where the crowd was just popping for them. I always forget that their fans do travel as well.
Well, how about the fact that the Seattle, I mean, this is the sad reality for all of us in Seattle who prided ourselves on being the 12s and having the loudest home field, and people come in here and struggle. Those days are gone, at least for now, and I don't know how you get them back because, it was almost a Packers crowd last night, and the Seahawks are now 3-5. Imagine that. They're 2 games over 500. They're 8-6 on the year, and yet they're 3-5 at home, which is completely flopped as to what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be really good at home and suspect on the road. Man, it's not right now a very friendly home field advantage for the 12s and the Seahawks.
Have you heard anything about Geno Smith since we all went to bed last night? Like, what's going on with him?
I don't know
knee?
what time you go to bed last night, but I was up late working on the show, which will be out later this morning. What I'm hearing is that the knee is fine in terms of ligament damage, structural damage. That's what I heard last night. And I don't know what kind of tests they do in the stadium and what kind of they're going to do some sort of testing today, I'm sure this morning. But the guy is very similar to Russell Wilson in this respect. It's really hard to get him out of the lineup. And I really expected when he came out that, first of all, that he came out half because he was pissed over the hit. He thought the hit was illegal and he wanted a flag and he was hurting a little bit. But I tell you, you say what you want about Russell Wilson, except for the broken finger, if you remember the broken finger back in the day. But these two guys, they do not want to miss a down. Russell Wilson would not agree to letting Geno come in and down the ball, go on one knee at the end of the game. He wanted every freaking snap, and Geno's the same way. And so when Geno didn't come back after I really assumed that he would miss maybe one play. In fact, I thought he was going to miss one play, that he's going to come out, Sam Howell was going to come in there for one play, and then Geno would come running on the field. The fact that he didn't miss just one play and it didn't come in the next series or the rest of the game tells me he was really, really hurting. And then we were all really hurting when we saw the level of play of the backup quarterback, which I can't even imagine. The guy played 17 games. He threw more passes in the NFL last year than any other quarterback in the NFL. He didn't look like that last night to me. Did he? To you? What did I see? What was that?
There was some throws where I'm like, I don't know who's the target. Like, who's the target? Like, what is happening here? It was insane. I think he just did that to shut up all the people who are like, put him in instead of Geno.
Yeah. So going back to the original, I would be very surprised if there is no structural damage, if they find nothing today in the tests. I don't know how much he'll practice. Maybe he won't practice at all. I'll bet a lot of money that Geno will be playing on Sunday against the Vikings, just knowing the nature of Geno and his makeup. He will not want to be, because it's almost like, I've spent 9 years on the sidelines holding clipboards. Yep. Now that I'm a starter, I am not going to miss any action. So I think he's going to be out there. The only chance that they have against a really good Vikings team that we're going to see play tonight is for Geno to be out there. And then we wait and see whether the Seahawks can regroup and get back together and figure out a way to – it's funny. I went into the whole week I spent after their 4th win in a row in Arizona last week. I spent trying to figure out, okay, Can they wrap up the NFC West before the Rams game at the end of the year so that the Rams game doesn't mean anything? Can they get back into the wild card? I was trying to figure out all kinds of scenarios where they wrap things up before the final game. And now I'm trying to figure out how they get to the final game and have it matter so that they're not eliminated from the playoffs. That's because everything went wrong for them this week. We needed the 49ers to beat the Rams on Thursday night. The Rams beat the 49ers. We needed the Washington Commanders to lose to the Saints. It went down to the last play. The Commanders won the game. Then we needed the Seahawks to beat the Packers last night. The Seahawks got destroyed on Sunday Night Football. So just about everything that could go wrong in terms of playoff positioning went wrong for the Seahawks.
Now win the next 3 and we're in, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. So here's my hope. So best case scenario for you. Here's the best case scenario for Seahawks fans. The Seahawks beat the Vikings somehow, some way this weekend at Lumen. I would not give them much. Give them a small chance, obviously, but the way they played last night, they will not win. But beat the Vikings on Sunday at Lumen Field, and then go to Chicago and beat the Bears the following week. All right, so you're 10-6 with 1 game to play against the Rams. In that scenario, guys, if the Rams somehow lose to the Jets on the road in New York, and the Seahawks almost lost to the Jets, and the Jets won yesterday, they're still very capable. The Jets could pull off an upset against the Rams early in the morning on Sunday, West Coast time. The Jets beat the Rams, and then the Rams come back in the second to last game, and they play the Cardinals. And I'll remind your listeners that the Cardinals beat the Rams the first time around 41-10. Okay? So if the Rams lose the next 2 and the Seahawks win the next 2, the Seahawks would be 10-6 and the Rams would be 8-8 going into the final game of the season in Los Angeles, and the Seahawks would clinch the NFC West. It wouldn't matter. They wouldn't even have to win that game. Nothing would have to happen. They'd already be the NFC West champs. So that's the best case scenario. The flip side to that, which may be more reasonable, is if the Rams win the next 2. They beat the Jets, they get revenge on the Cardinals, and they're 10-6 going into that game. And let's say the Seahawks go 1-1. If the Seahawks go 1-1 and the loss is to the Vikings and the win is against the Bears, which is the most reasonable scenario because the Bears suck and the Vikings are really good.
Fair.
If that's the 1-1, then the Rams would clinch the NFC West before the game against the Seahawks. The Seahawks would be out of the NFC West picture before the game is played in weekend number 18 against the Rams. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Did I lose you?
No, that's great that you unpacked it all for us.
Well, I don't know that anybody understood that. I'm not even sure that I understood
it's
that.
It's a wild year.
If they do go 1-1, I guess what I'm saying is if they do go 1-1, the Seahawks over the next 2, what they want to do is beat the Vikings and lose to the Bears. That's a better 1-1 because one of the tiebreakers is strength of victory, the winning percentage of all the teams you've beaten this year. And if they beat the Vikings and lose to the Bears, it's possible that their strength of victory will actually get to be high enough where the game against the Rams would be for all the marbles in the NFC West. They could actually win the West with a win against the Rams. The bad combination is losing to the Vikings, beating the bad Bears, and the Rams winning the next 2. That would be a colossal disappointment. That would be the end of the season, probably for the Seahawks.
Well, Mitch, I just got to say thank you so much for being part of this show all season long.
Repeat what I just said, Taryn? Can you please repeat?
I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can.
Just keep winning, Seahawks. Just keep winning, and then we don't have to worry about this.
Thank you for being part of our show this year. It's just been so awesome talking Hawks with you every single week, and we hope you have a wonderful holiday, and go Hawks.
And who do the Cougs play in the Holiday Bowl? You're lucky I even spoke to you.
Syracuse. So wild.
Great.
We'll see
the
you
mighty
in the Holiday
Orange,
Bowl.
baby. We're coming for you, Taryn. We're coming for you.
Right on, Mitch. You can give him a follow on X. His handle is @Mitch_Seattle. Now, if you'd like a shot at beating Steve Migs, now would be a great time to give us a call and try to take him down. He's got a record of 346 wins, 112 losses, and 60 ties in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs at 7:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Frito-Lay has been a part of our community for years, producing some of America's favorite snacks. We're looking to grow our team in Olympia. We're now hiring experienced fleet mechanics. If you or someone you know would like to join Frito-Lay's Olympia team of experienced fleet mechanics, go to FritoLayEmployment.com to apply. Once again, that's FritoLayEmployment.com to apply. Frito-Lay, we're going places. Join us. Frito-Lay is an equal opportunity employer.
Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake, from choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Alan from Seattle is. Alan, are you there?
I'm here.
Alan, if you beat Steve today, I'm going to send you a super cute holiday card from us. How does that sound?
I would love it. It'll go on my fridge next to all the pictures of my kids.
Awesome.
That. Oh,
yeah,
I
it's
hope
us
you
with
win.
Santa Claus.
Yes, it's our faces with Santa. And we are adorable.
We did go see Santa yesterday at the Space Needle.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was cool. My son was scared, but he ended up loving it up there. And now they're actually, him and my daughter are actually listening right now. Hi, Maisie. Hi, Crosby.
Hey, Maisie and Crosby. I didn't even realize that Santa was at the Space Needle.
That's so cool.
He makes the
Yeah, it was
rounds
cool.
this
You
time of
should
year.
take Tatum.
That sounds like that another thing to add to our endless amounts of Christmas type themed things. I feel like every other day we're doing some kind of a light display or a thing at the fair. Why not add on to the Space Needle? I love it.
Why not? All right, Steve, get out of here.
All right, see ya.
For those playing at home, Alan has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
What band has the hit songs Even Flow and Alive?
Pro Jam.
Correct. What does the abbreviation ETA stand for?
Estimated time of arrival.
Correct. What bakery company revealed a Merry Grinchmas donut collection?
Duncan.
No.
Voodoo.
No.
Pass.
What is the term for the process by which the body converts food into energy?
Digestion.
No.
Metabolism.
Correct.
Metabolization.
What That 70s Show actress plays Amy in the comedy A Bad Mom's Christmas?
God, what's her name? Mila Kunis.
Yes. What are planets outside of our solar system called?
Stars?
No.
Pass.
Approximately what percentage of your brain is made up of fat?
60.
Yes. What is the capital of Alabama?
Mobile.
No.
Birmingham.
No.
Tuscaloosa.
No. Sloth and brown are types of what animal?
Say it again.
Sloth and brown are types of what animal?
Sloth and brown. Marsupials? Bears?
Bears. Yes.
Bears, yeah. And then was it Krispy Kreme for the other one?
It was. Oh.
Let me have it. Come on.
I'll give you bear. How's that sound? Does that sound fair?
I'm
All right.
already worried about the Beat Migs police.
I am too, okay? Well, some marsupials and then bear and then, I don't know. But you ended up getting 6 correct.
You got a chance today.
You got a chance.
There were some toughies in there for sure.
Yeah, would you have done about the same?
Yeah, or worse.
Probably worse.
Probably worse.
Steve could be distracted and still sad about that Seahawks game.
I am.
He had to throw a birthday party yesterday, too. A lot of energy this weekend.
Full-on rager for a 5-year-old, man.
It was.
Yes, it was.
All right, Steve, are you ready?
Ah, yes.
What band has the hit songs Even Flow and Alive?
Pearl Jam.
How did you know that?
That's so hard.
What does the abbreviation ETA stand for?
Estimated time of arrival.
Correct. What bakery company revealed a Merry Grinchmas donut collection?
I just saw them. Krispy Kreme.
Yes. What is the term for the process by which the body converts food into energy?
Metabolism.
Wow. Yes. What that 70s show actress plays Amy in the comedy of Bad Moms Christmas?
What's her name? Mila Kunis.
Yes. What are planets outside our solar system called?
Stragglers.
No.
I don't know. Dwarf planets.
No.
Black sheep planets.
No. Approximately what percentage of your brain is made up of fat?
Let's go with 10%.
No.
50%.
No.
69%.
That's nice, but no. What is the capital of Alabama?
Mobile.
No.
Alabama City.
No.
Can't think of another place in Alabama. Alabama.
No. Sloth and brown are types of what animal?
Slugs.
No.
Bears.
They are bears.
Damn it.
Oh, gosh.
You can probably give him that.
Should I give him that one, too? I probably should.
I have a feeling that I just got crushed.
Because I gave it to Alan. And with that, then, you got 6 correct, which is a tie. 6-6.
Got me this time, Steve. You should have just gave me the Krispy Kreme, though.
I should have. Maybe you should have answered it faster.
Probably.
And then you would have won. I'm sorry, Alan.
I know.
Another
That's
tie.
Okay.
Hey, but at least you got a picture with Santa.
Right? And the Space Needle? It's
That is
dope.
pretty
It's
awesome.
legendary.
What are planets outside of our solar system called? Exoplanets.
Duh.
And the capital of Alabama. Alan named a lot of places, I believe, in Alabama, but he did not say Montgomery. And then you both eventually got that sloth and brown are types of bears. Congrats on tying again, Steve.
Why, thank you.
We have had so many people step up and donate to Coats for Kids this year, Rockaholics, and you can still donate. It's going until the end of the year. You can head to KISW.com to make a donation. People can also text KISW GIVE to 44321. And how are we doing on our quest for 50,000?
A few Rockaholics just made some donations. Nick Scroggins just joined the 69 Club, donating $69. Robert Duncan donated $50. Also, Cheryl Ruffner donated $40. And $40 is 2 brand new coats. It's $20 to put a brand new coat on a kid in need during this winter season. And right now we are at $43,805 donated to Coats for Kids.
That is so awesome. We are nearly there, Rockaholics, and you can help out at KISW.com. And thank you very much. Steve, what would you say was, maybe a powerful phone call in a good way that you received?
Well, I mean, I just got one over the weekend that I definitely love to share with people from our friend Craig Gass, which he sent me a voicemail, or he usually calls me. I just don't take his calls. I just send him straight to voicemail. No, he always ends up calling me when I'm not by my phone, and I always get so bummed because then he leaves me this really heartfelt voicemail message about me helping him during his tough times to get sober. And usually these voice messages will put a tear in my eyes just because I'm just so happy that he's doing good and actually doing great and thriving. This time it brought tears to my eyes because I was just dying laughing at him. He was roasting me on the voicemail on a voicemail where he's trying to tell me thank you for helping him get sober. And he spent more time just making fun of me, and it was so great.
Well, Rockaholics, if you can relate to this, if you've had a powerful, in a good way phone call that you've received, we want to hear about it. 206-803-ROCK. Give us a call now. We will hear what Craig said and take your calls after White Stripes.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, thinking back, what was the most powerful, in a good way, phone call that you have ever received? Give us a call and tell us about it. 206-803-ROCK. Now, this past Saturday, Migs, I understand you had one of these phone calls.
I did. I get a phone call every year, or mostly every year, from our good friend Craig Gass. Great comic, great dude. But way back in the day, over 20 years ago, he had his struggles with sobriety. He was kind of off the rails and going through some tough stuff. In fact, he just put up on his Facebook page, I think it's the 20-year anniversary of him getting sober, and he talked about how he had a heart attack, and after he had the heart attack, he thought he'd be done doing drugs and alcohol and all that kind of stuff, and then next thing you know, he got back into it again, and he nearly died, and then decided to still, and a lot of people struggle with that, but then he was able to clean his stuff up, and he's talked about it on the air, so I don't feel weird anymore talking about it, because I've always kind of kept that quiet into the vest, because I was like, well, it's not my place to bring it up. It was just a personal thing between him and I, but he's shared the story on our show and other people as well a few times, and he's even shared it on Facebook about a phone call that I had with him where I was just upset with him because he just kind of just flaked out on us, because this was when he was going through his tough times, and I just said some things that I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not very proud of how I handled it. But for some reason, in a roundabout way, how I handled it, because I was very upset with him, because we were friends and still are. But I was very upset with him. But it was a wake-up call for him. And I didn't mean it to be that way. I was just really just mad, and I was just venting. And I think he just, he's told me time and time again, he just needed to hear somebody say that, because none of his friends were saying that to him. They were mostly just either ignoring him or, just kind of not saying that kind of stuff. No one was giving him, the ugly truth.
Yeah.
And so he left me the voicemail this year, and I was not able to get to my phone, and I saw the voicemail, and I knew exactly what it was, because I know it's that time of year, and it always puts a big smile on my face. But then he just starts making fun of me, and it's so great. And I was like, I got to share this one, because I thought it was just one of those calls where it's it's a heartfelt call, but in typical Craig Gass fashion, he decides to turn it into the roast of Steve Migs.
Oh, right on.
So here it is.
Hey, buddy, what's going on? It's Craig Gass, and I'm calling to say thank you, because that conversation that I always point to that I needed to hear today, this unbelievable miracle has happened, and I've made it to 20 years of sobriety, 20 years of recovery.
This is so amazing.
Yeah.
I can't even believe how time has flown by, and he's doing so well.
I have to call you to say thank you, because I desperately needed someone to care enough about me to say that to my face. So thank you. I hope life is treating you well today. It makes me smile to see how well things are going, watching you be a dad and a husband and doing it all right, while for some reason putting on tights and rubbing up against men in a ring. But hey, we all do it differently, right? We all find our truth in different ways. Some people need to get oiled up. That's what other men. That's your thing, man. I'm not going to judge. So thank you. Sincerely, thank you.
The funny part is, when he left this voicemail message, I was getting ready to wrestle a match. I was like, you could not have timed. I texted him back. I'm like, you won't believe when you left that message, I was not getting oiled up. I don't oil up. I just go out there dry. But it doesn't sound right. None of it sounds right. It's such a weird world that I'm living in right now. But it was just the timing couldn't be better.
Well, that's pretty cool. They say that people have to sometimes hit that rock bottom, and, you kind of helped him hit his rock bottom, it sounds like, which a lot of people need in order to get that kick in the pants.
Many would say me having to be the man of logic is rock bottom for anybody. So, yes.
True story.
Can you think of a powerful call? Any of you guys have, because we got a couple texts, for instance, at 206-803-ROCK, someone said the most powerful call I ever received, getting a call from my wife saying that she was pregnant, changed my life.
Oh, I love that.
Another one says, I got a call that I was being hired at the job that I'm at now. I was a loser and struggled finding jobs that were worthwhile and paid well. And then I got hired for my dream job. I can now provide for my family, and I'm happy to go to work.
That is super cool. I mean, for mine, I guess it was the work call, too. Like when Sergeant Hair Club and Ryan Castle called me almost 12 years ago and said, yeah, you've got this job. You're going to do part-time and weekends on KISW. I fell to the ground. I was so ecstatic.
Really?
Yes, it was this was a dream of mine, and I still get to do it. It's so cool.
Was there a first person you had to tell, like your mom? Who did you tell after you found that?
Brad was in the house with me, and he thought that something bad had happened because I went to my knees, and he thought, oh no, she got a bad phone call. And then he realized, no, she's freaking out with excitement and glee. It was great. Glee.
It was so good that glee became 2 syllables.
Glee.
Danny, what about you?
I mean, unfortunately, mine goes a little bit on the sad side of it, but it was when I had my conversation with my cousin about my grandpa when he was getting ready to pass. And it was just, I had the conversation with my mom, and she had told me about, he's not doing well. It's probably going to happen in the next few days.
Yeah.
And that one didn't affect me that much, but it was something about talking to my cousin who we're 1 year apart. He's like my brother. And somehow talking to him and just hearing his emotion,
it changes.
Man, yeah, I could not hold it together. Yeah. And I was I cried for probably 2 hours after that. And it was just I felt bad for him more than I felt bad about, because my grandpa was 100 years old. It was his time,
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. It was just one of those. But hearing my cousin's voice, it was just ooh. That was rough.
There's something about that. When you get that phone call, you're like, I can handle this. I know I'm fine. And then all of a sudden you hear the quiver in the person's voice that you're talking to, and you're just like, son of a bitch. Yeah. I can't handle this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the sad end, I think about the time when my brother called me, is I think you need to, not even with my dad, it was about my grandpa. I mean, my dad obviously as well, but I remember him just saying, hey, we need you to get on a plane as soon as possible. We don't think grandpa's going to make it through the night. Oh. And I was like, oh, crap. And so I remember getting on, and sadly he passed while I was flying from Seattle to New York, and it was hard, but that same thing, I heard it in his voice, and I would have still probably been a wreck, but that made it worse, because you're talking to someone and you just hear them struggling, and you're like, well, now this sucks.
Yeah, now it's real.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of us were pretty upset about the Hawks losing last night. That was quite the blow. And you know what? I was actually kind of happy I missed about half the game, so I guess I wasn't as disappointed as people that watched the entire game.
After the first quarter, I know that they always they could still make something happen. They still had a chance at the end of that game, which blows my mind. But it was after that first quarter, I'm like, what? I don't need this. I don't need this in my life. I think I'm just going to go do something else.
Well, a lot of the Hawks fans flocked to social media last night, Steve Migs, to talk about how unhappy they are. So we're going to go straight to the comments at 8:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
I'm Anna Garcia with True Crime News, the podcast. Every crime tells a story. Every story demands justice. True Crime News, the podcast, covers breaking crimes, investigating high-profile and under-the-radar cases. Every week, we dive beyond the headlines, exploring the effects of violent crimes on victims and search for justice. We hope you join us as your weekly source for true crime news. Listen to and follow True Crime News, the podcast, on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You hear that, America? The mountain is calling. Calling you on this cloudy Tuesday morning with a very important message.
Get off your ass.
So grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, some friends, and do something you'll enjoy even more than the lifestyle content you're keeping up with. The mountain is calling. Answer. Do the do.
Everyone knows social media is a time suck, and what you're about to hear proves it. If it's online, someone, somewhere, has an opinion and is whining about it. So let's get straight to the comments.
Waking up as a Seahawks fan this morning hurt a little bit.
Yeah, you had a good 4 weeks of really fun morning wake-ups.
And then last night, the Green Bay Packers beat us down 30-13. That 4-game winning streak came to a close, and Geno Smith had to leave the game. We think something's going on with his knee. It
Yep.
sounds like he's going to be all right, but that was awful when Sam Howell had to come in and try to fill the gap.
And just kept getting more and more awful.
Yeah, it sure did. So after the game, Sam Howell ended up talking to the media.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I got to be better. I think this is my job, is to be ready to go in there and play well and help his team win, and I didn't do that today. So, I mean, I just got to be better and, watch the film, learn from it. But definitely we had chances there in the second half. Defense played well, put us in good position. I just got to be better.
Yeah, once the defense started stepping up, I'm like, there's still hope. I mean, it's just, you get a touchdown, you're just down by 3 at that point, and then I realized, wait, Gino's not our quarterback right now. It's Sam Howell. There's not a chance in hell this is going to happen.
Well, many fans are very unhappy with what happened yesterday, so we will go straight to the comments.
Yep, we found some of those posts and some of those comments about Sam Howell and sent them to our production director, Jason, and said, hey, reenact them however you'd like, just to illustrate how upset and hurt some Seahawks fans are after yesterday's loss. Are you ready for the first comment?
Go Hawks.
Well, good news. We now know Sam Howell sucks. So all you Gino haters can now shut the up.
Oh, I'm sure people are going to still find reasons to complain about Gino. I saw some people complain that it was like there was a conspiracy that because went out at the time that he went out, it affected some people in the gambling world. And so there was a whole conspiracy. I saw a lot of people, because I was trying to find out what's up with Geno Smith's injury. So I did like when you put in the search bar, you just type in Geno Smith, and it's all these angry gamblers.
Oh,
they're
no.
just like, convenient that he got hurt on the something about 149 yards as opposed to 150, because then that would change how this thing is with this. It's stuff that's out of my world, but there were a lot of people upset about that. I'm like, damn, that's quite the conspiracy theory.
Oh, for sure.
I just can't do this anymore. This whole being a Seattle sports fan is I feel like I've been beaten down by all of our teams over the last decade.
That's for me.
Yeah. It is a rough life.
Kraken didn't play too well. Mariners are the Mariners. I mean, the Sonics haven't been... Wait, yeah. Never mind. It is a rough time to be It is a rough time to be a Seattle sports fan. I mean, the Sounders made the playoffs, but then they lost. Yeah. All right.
Cut off Gino's leg and he would still throw better than Sam Howell.
It's a little extreme. I don't think we need to cut his leg off, but I kind of agree. You put a knee brace on Geno Smith, I'd feel better about him than Sam Howell.
1,000%.
Dear all you Sam Howell ass kissers, will you now shut the up anytime Gino throws a bad pass?
Yeah, it was rough. It was not fun to watch.
No. And yet I still have this weird optimism.
I know.
That has been I really feel like that has been the theme of this entire season. Like at first 3-0, we're freaking unstoppable. Then they lose a good chunk of games after and then you're like, well, they had to play 3 games in an 11-game stretch. Okay, the season's done. But then all of a sudden 4-game winning streak. We got this, first place. Now here we are.
Complaining again.
Complaining, but there's still parties like, well, if you beat the Vikings, then
That's a tall order.
And to think over the weekend, I met a rockaholic by the name of Jeremiah, and him and I were talking, and we were talking about, if the Seahawks make the playoffs, I mean, all bets are off. You just don't know what's going to happen. I feel pretty good about this team. It's like, well, that conversation happened before Sunday evening.
Oh, no.
Promise you that much. All right, we got another comment, I believe. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Sam Howell looked like he hadn't even played Pee-wee football. If Sam Howell is our quarterback for the rest of the season, excuse my French, but we're eh?
I don't know if the person was from Canada. We have a lot of Canadian Seahawks fans, so
we do.
Quite possibly they were.
Oh, yeah.
All right, one
go
more.
Hawks.
There are 2 kinds of backup QBs. The ones who train preparing to play every week assuming that it'll happen. And the ones who are simply collecting a paycheck. Tonight I perceived Sam Howell as the latter, and it's quite frankly disappointing.
He just looked lost out there, like it was his first day.
And I keep in all fairness, he's walking into a situation where, that's tough. And also, your center got injured as well, so now you're down to they already had their center retired. Then they got the other guy, Olu, and he's been playing pretty well, decent enough. And then he gets hurt, so now all of a sudden you're on pretty much your third string center with your backup quarterback. I don't know why I had any hope that this thing could go well.
I just always will remember your 12-5 prediction from this year, Steve.
Well, it felt good until 5:20-ish last night. After they marched down and got that touchdown at the get-go, I was like, oh, man, Sad that the highlight of the entire game was watching John Ryan raise the 12th man flag, but that was pretty cool.
That was a moment, and we need another moment this weekend versus the Vikings.
Especially when he started flexing.
I know, he's so ripped. He's like a cyborg.
And I think it was Sarah Colonna, of course, that's his wife, and she posted something like that. That's just been a massive bucket list dream for him, was to raise the 12th man flag, and he got to do it on Sunday Night Football. Perfect guy, because he did play at one point with the Packers.
Oh, yeah.
And with the Seahawks. I thought it was cool before the game started that Mike Holmgren doing like a little narration set up for this game, because he was once the coach for both the Packers and also for the Seahawks as well.
If only it had gone the other way.
It didn't.
Why would a 6-year-old be working at Dunkin'? We're going to tell you what's trending after Trapped.
The Daily Migs Show.
We know that for many of you, you're just waking up. You're getting through your Monday morning. You're trying to keep up on what the heck is going on in the world of pop culture. And there's a lot out there. So we're here to help you out and tell you what's trending.
Trending on the Daily Mix Show. What's trending? Let's go. Let's go.
A 6-year-old with cerebral palsy got to be an honorary employee at Dunkin' in Virginia this past Thursday.
That's awesome.
His name is River. He loves Dunkin'. It was actually his Halloween costume this year. So getting to do it for real was an absolute thrill for him. This is River's mom, Paige, talking about the experience.
We started bringing him every Sunday to get a donut, and immediately donuts became his favorite thing. And so that's what he wanted to be for Halloween. So was a Dunkin' Donut worker. To know that he got to have this special day, it means a lot to us and to him. I mean, I didn't have to do anything today. He took over, he smiled, he loved it. This is his thing right now.
His mom was not the only person that talked about it. The employee that got to work with River, her name is Emily. She also talked about working with him.
Dunkin's all about spreading joy and positivity in our local communities. And so when we came across this story, it was the perfect opportunity to highlight some really great positivity here in Bedford, Virginia.
I was just thinking about, like, if my kid had an opportunity to work wherever their like place that they obsess over, it would be Target.
She could be a Target lady. I love it.
She even got, I thought of you, Sarah, because she got a Squishmallow, one of those Squish pillows, and it was a Target, the Target dog. Is it
Bullseye?
Bullseye.
That's so cool.
And like when you go to Target, they have an entire section in their toy section that is just Target-related toys. And a bunch of the kids at my kid's birthday party were like freaking out about the Target little shopping cart that she has.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what Target's done and how they've brainwashed our children, but my child is obsessed with Target. She would work there in a heartbeat.
Brilliant branding.
What about Barrett?
Oh, the country store.
The country store.
The country store.
He'd work there, no problem.
In a second, because they've got all the animal, feed and all that hay, all that good stuff. Plus, they've got kids' toys.
That's his jam.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They got tools, construction stuff, all of it.
All right, Danny, what about Lily? The hot topic, just like her old man?
You know, honestly, probably. She said she wants to work there now. She's kind of
For real?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't even, she doesn't really have like a favorite, because Target used to be, but now that she's gotten older, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hot topic.
It's probably been a long time since you've had the friends and family discount there.
It's very true.
Yeah.
I need that 40%.
You could finally get a new wallet chain.
No.
Oh, you stick with the OG.
Crazy,
yeah.
Okay.
And Sarah, what about you? For George, where would he want to work if he...
Oh, Home Depot.
Yes.
For sure. My big child.
I would just take George to Home Depot just to help me find stuff. I feel like he's very good in that store.
I'm with you. Every time I go, and it's always I go for the same things, and every time I walk in there and I am just completely lost. I'm like, I've been here for this thing so many times, and every time I'm on my phone trying to find what aisle it's in.
Oh, yeah.
George makes fun of people like you guys.
I'm not. I absolutely should.
Yeah.
I'm just a moron walking around Lowe's, Home Depot, any of those places. Speaking of morons, Machine Gun Kelly's in the news. And it has nothing to do with Megan Fox, although part of me wishes it did, because I cannot believe that he did this. He did his own version of, and I don't know if anyone's out there. Do you know the social media trend where you're trying to avoid that Wham song Last Christmas?
Oh, yeah. How many days can you outrun it, basically?
I pretty much lose day one, because once we put on the Sounds of the Season music channel on on Xfinity, it's that song ends up going on, or the Taylor Swift version. But we have a new version of Wham's Last Christmas, and it's Machine Gun Kelly. Do I dare play it for you guys?
Oh, God.
Would you like to hear what it sounds like? Daniel, you might like it. Maybe it's pop punk.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next
It kind of is.
This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Yeah, I'd rather hear him talk about Megan Fox. But oddly enough, this was on the NBC special, A Motown Christmas. And I know you watched it. Can you answer my question? Why is Machine Gun Kelly on A Motown Christmas? The last thing I think about when I think of Motown, is Machine Gun Kelly.
Right? So it was at the end of his performance, Smokey Robinson ended up interviewing him for a couple minutes, right? But he, first of all, was thanking Machine Gun Kelly for bringing all of these new listeners and introducing them to Motown, which I was like, God, Smokey, don't give him all this credit. But
they're probably like, Smokey, you got to spin it. We don't know what to do. Everyone thinks this is the dumbest idea, but here we are with this guy. Can you spin it some way? And I don't think anybody that went to watch Machine Gun Kelly all of a sudden becoming fans of Motown.
No,
I could be wrong.
But and then also in the comment sections, it was like, everything I saw on Instagram was just about Megan Fox on the other side of all of that disaster going down. But then you go to YouTube and all of his fans were there just singing his praises, that they loved it, and he's such a diverse artist and he just did such a great version of that, and I could not have disagreed more. I hated his version.
Wow.
I didn't think it was anything special. I sure as hell would never have pegged it for being on Motown's Christmas special.
Somebody referred to it as an emo cover too, and I was like,
Danny, did you play that emo night on Saturday?
I sure did not.
Oh, missed out.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
Rockaholics, we have one more opportunity for you this morning to play the game Beat Migs. And Steve has tied twice so far today. He's got a record of 346 wins, 112 losses, and 61 ties in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show. Daily Migs Show.
Eat, save, and be merry with low prices and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh. Whether you're looking for sweet deals on holiday treats or your dream gingerbread house, outshine the tree with holiday deals delivered right to your doorstep. Prime members save even more with deals on thousands of grocery items and up to 50% off on weekly favorites. Celebrate the holiday season with savings and same-day delivery from Amazon Fresh.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Do you know the number one thing that surprises engaged couples? Take a guess. The sheer amount of decisions they have to make while planning a wedding. Indoors or outdoors? How many guests? Are kids invited? Controversial. Which cake flavor? Seriously, how do you even begin to figure out what's right for you? That's where Zola comes in. Zola has everything you need to make every wedding decision a piece of cake. From choosing your dream wedding venue and vendors to deciding how to best spend your budget. With tons of customizable wedding websites, save the dates and invites, every detail will feel like you. Zola will even help you choose the gifts, experiences, and cash funds you really want. The next thing you know, you've planned your whole wedding all in one place. From getting engaged to getting married, Zola has everything you need to plan your wedding in one place. Start planning at Zola.com. That's ZOLA.com.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Aaron from Nisqually is. Aaron, are you there?
Yeah.
Aaron, if you beat Mr. Migs today, I'm going to send you a super cute holiday card of us. How does that sound?
Ooh, I love holiday cards.
See, Danny, just like you, he loves the holiday cards.
Yay! All right, so it's time for you to get out of here.
Let's go.
For those playing at home, Aaron has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yep.
What season begins on December 21st?
Winter.
Yes. Who plays the title character in the John Wick movies?
Which one?
John Wick movies?
Keanu Reeves.
Correct. What gives human hair, skin, and nails their color?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
The sky?
No. Do you want to pass?
Pass.
Bill Belichick recently was named head coach of what university?
UNC.
Yes. Florence Henderson was best known for starring in what sitcom?
The Brady Bunch.
Yes. What large ape is known as the man of the forest in Malaysia?
Orangutan.
Yes. Roughly how many minutes does it take for the sun's light to reach Earth?
Pass.
MLK Day is celebrated in what month?
Which one?
MLK Day.
February.
No. Aaron, you got 5 correct.
50%.
I'm going to be Migs next time.
Hey, you still could this time. You never know. I'm kind of hoping for another tie.
Yes. No.
I don't know if we've had 3 ties in one day. I feel like
tie.
I mean, I would love or if he lost, obviously. Steve.
Thanks.
Not Aaron. Well, Mr. Migs, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
What season begins on December 21st?
Christmas season.
Oh, no, that's already started.
What season? December 21st?
Yes.
Fall.
No.
Spring.
What in the what? No.
Winter.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Damn
Who
it.
plays the title character in the John Wick movies?
Keanu Reeves.
Correct. What gives human hair, skin, and nails their color?
Light.
No.
Follicles.
No.
Genetics.
No. Bill Belichick recently was named head coach for what university?
University of North Carolina.
There we go. Yes. Florence Henderson was best known for starring in what sitcom?
Brady Bunch.
Correct. What large ape is known as the man of the forest in Malaysia?
Harambe.
No. Oh, Harambe.
Orangutan.
Correct. Roughly how many minutes does it take for the sun's light to reach Earth?
60.
No.
360.
No.
400.
No. MLK Day is celebrated in what month?
January.
There we go. What Pitch Perfect actress does the voice of Poppy in the 2016 movie Trolls?
Oh, crap. What's her name? Anna Kendrick.
Yes. Did he get it?
I feel like I got it.
Okay, fine.
is this?
Well, in that case...
Trying to sabotage me?
Yes. Kinda. I was actually, because that means you got 6 correct, which is not a tie. It's a win, 6-5.
Let's go.
Sorry, Aaron.
That's all right. We'll get him next time.
Yeah.
Sounds good, Aaron. I
Love
did it
that
for
attitude.
Harambe.
Dude, winter.
I know.
Winter.
I know. After I guessed all the bad guesses that I gave, I realized how stupid I was.
Yeah, I was like, you deserve to lose after that.
Did, yeah.
What gives human hair, skin, and nails their color?
I don't know.
The
Melanin.
nail salon.
Oh, melanin.
Yes, melanin. Roughly how many minutes does it take for the sun's light to reach Earth?
Isn't it like 8 minutes?
It is 8 minutes.
Oh, I totally did not hear that question right.
I know you went with 400. I was like, what is happening?
I'm like, we would never see light then, Steve.
I don't know.
Danny, why do you know that fact?
I don't know. There was a science class I took one time, and I remember them saying it's if the sun like ever stopped working, it would be 8 minutes. You would know for 8 minutes, and then 1 second in, you would start freezing.
Whoa.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on beating Aaron, Steve.
Rockaholics, we have some brand new merch that you can snag in the rock shop at KISW.com. We've got a new rock flannel.
Yep.
It has a patch on the front or on the back. Plus, we've got a new pullover sweatshirt that Danny is wearing today.
Danny's rocking that right now.
It looks very nice on you, Danny.
Thank you.
You do rock. Get all your new KISW merch at KISW.com.
Perfect for the holidays.
Absolutely. Over the weekend, Soundgarden's surviving members reunited for a great cause. So how did that go? We sadly don't know from personal experience because it sold out very quickly, but our buddy concert photographer Iron Mike Savoya was there, and he's going to let us know all about it after Aerosmith.
The Daily Migs Show. The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, over the weekend, the surviving members of Soundgarden reunited under the moniker Nude Dragons, which is just the letters of Soundgarden all jumbled and...
What do they call that? An anagram,
An
right?
anagram.
Anagram.
And we were not able to attend, but one of our very good friends, our concert photography buddy, Iron Mike Savoya, was there, and he joins us this morning.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Oh, early Monday morning and still dealing with live day photos from Friday.
You're a busy bee.
Yes, indeed.
But I did see you post some pictures over at, where was it, at the Showbox?
Yeah, so we got some for the we got them up on KISW too. So,
and it was Soundgarden getting back together. They did a 6-song set. They did the MC5 cover, Kick Out the Jams, but then they also did like a lot of like kind of deep cuts for Soundgarden songs, which I thought was really freaking cool. Some stuff from like Ultra Mega OK and things along those lines. They did do Outshined, which was awesome. But what was that like to be there to see those guys back up on stage again? Sadly, we don't have Chris Cornell with us anymore, but they had the help of Shayna Shepherd, who's a great singer, and also Duff McKagan jumped up on stage as well with them as well. What was it like for you watching and taking pictures of that?
The funny thing you asked that, because it was like I'm ready to take some photos, and as soon as Kim hit those notes on the guitar and Ben hit that bass and Matt jammed that drum, you made the hair on your arms stand up, because it was that Soundgarden sound that you haven't heard in years. And to be that close at the showbox, to basically listen to Soundgarden play, it was really cool. Really cool.
And I mean, you've been around doing the Seattle music thing and taking pictures and being a part of the Seattle music scene forever as well. And it felt like the most Seattle thing also, in the sense that, like, these guys were always so unassuming, and it's not like they were ever like these larger than life, rock stars because of their music, but not because of like their personalities. They were just such chill dudes, and it seemed like such a Seattle thing to be like, let's get back together. We'll do it for a great cause, which is Seattle Children's Hospital. And, we'll do like 6 songs. We'll get our friend Shayna to sing. Like, it wasn't like any kind of over the top production. It wasn't like, big pomp and circumstance. It was just like, let's just do something cool and let's get together and play music again.
Exactly. It was, scaled down, just go out, have some fun. And, just jam the Seattle scene. The place was, sold out. The benefit for Smooch, which goes towards Children's Hospital, was amazing. They raised $2.2 million during the show.
Are you serious?
And, yeah, it was pretty amazing, and really cool with the, people that run it, like CEOs of Sub Pop, Megan Jasper, and Nordstrom, and just a whole bunch of people, all great people, and it was a great benefit.
If you had to pick out a favorite moment from the Soundgarden reunion over the weekend, what would that be for you, Mike?
Boy, I think for me, it was just the energy in the place. I've been to a billion shows over the years, and just the energy, people so excited to see something like this, rarity, and to think of all the Soundgarden fans around the world that are probably as jealous as heck of us Seattle folks that, were able to attend and witness something of this nature from the grunge era.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, like, I don't think, I myself included, I was like, there's never going to be a time where those guys are going to be up on stage again playing. If they're up on stage again doing something, it may make some covers or whatever, but to do Soundgarden songs again, I just didn't anticipate that.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, too, it was like, like you said, they played some old stuff, they opened with Hunted Down, and they played Flower. That was, it was really cool to hear in 2024.
I do have to ask one thing, though, because they did Beyond the Wheel, and it was a great performance, and Shayna killed it. And then at the end of this, I got to ask if you were around her when this moment happened. I have the audio of it because I watched it on YouTube. And so she's feeling the moment. She finishes the song, and I think this must be the nightmare fuel for anybody in a band that wants to jump into the crowd, hoping that they're all going to hold you up and you're going to have like that epic rock star moment. So she finishes, she looks at the crowd. I think I could read her lips, and she says, "Catch me," turns around and just launches herself into the crowd. And nobody caught her, and she landed straight on the floor. And the audio of the person who was like bootlegging or recording it, you could hear what she says, and here's the audio from it.
I knew I was too heavy for you. I was too heavy for you, mother. That was kind of crazy. Hey, everybody okay? Yeah, I think so.
That seems like a lot of people weren't expecting it. I love her comment of, I knew it was too heavy for you mother blankers.
Yes, I was actually right there. And, what happened, too, is, like, I had my camera, and I wear a wrist wrap. And so I have it on my right hand, and she says, I'm gonna, lay back, and everybody kind of bunched together. And then I was like, well, my right hand's taken. So I put my left hand out. I pretty much only got her ankle. Oh. And then everybody behind me just kind of spread out a little bit. And yeah, she went straight down. And I do have a photo that is pretty amazing. It's, because, a couple people got, knocked over too, and also, so it was just like these, I turned around, there was like bodies on the floor.
Oh no. Mike, have you ever done a stage dive?
Oh yeah, I did. I've never done a stage dive, but I have surfed the crowd. What was it? It was 2012 when Duff opened for Guns N' Roses in the Key Arena, and Duff jumped over me into the crowd with his guitar. And I had my fisheye lens on, and so I just went chest first out on the crowd with him. And we went out, and that was one of my more famous Duff shots of him crowd surfing in the arena. Yeah.
Well, you live a pretty amazing life, Mike. You get to photograph all sorts of amazing events all the time, but being able to be there for Soundgarden surviving members reuniting, that is very special. And thank you for sharing photos. People can check you out on Facebook, facebook.com/Savoia Photography Live.
Yeah.
And please post that picture of everybody on the ground. I need to see that.
All right.
Right on, Mike. Thanks so much, and rock on.
All right. You guys take care. Thanks again.
So, Rockaholics, we know that you're a massive music fan. But do you think that you can name a song after only hearing a single second from the chorus? Prove that to us. And if you do, we'll hook you up with tickets to see Disturbed. They are bringing the 25th anniversary of the Sickness Tour to Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle on May 5th. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Hook or Shook at 9:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You hear that, America? The mountain is calling. Calling you on this cloudy Tuesday morning with a very important message.
Get off your ass.
So grab an ice cold Mountain Dew, some friends, and do something you'll enjoy even more than the lifestyle content you're keeping up with. The mountain is calling. Answer. Do the do.
I'm Anna Garcia with True Crime News, the podcast. Every crime tells a story. Every story demands justice. True Crime News, the podcast, covers breaking crimes, investigating high-profile and under-the-radar cases. Every week, we dive beyond the headlines, exploring the effects of violent crimes on victims and search for justice. We hope you join us as your weekly source for true crime news. Listen to and follow True Crime News, the podcast, on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Rockaholics, all morning long, you've been texting, you've been calling, and we're finally checking in with the Rockaholics. So please do give a call if there's something you'd like to chime in on from the show this morning, or if you have something on your mind that you would like to discuss. 206-803-ROCK. Now, this past Friday night, we had live night at Showbox Soto, and calling in now is our favorite ukulele player in the entire world, Micah DeBeast. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, guys. How is everybody doing?
We're doing great. How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent, man. I just wanted to call and say thank you to you guys first and foremost for having me back once again. It is my favorite night of the year. Everybody, the whole staff is so kind to me and makes me feel like family. And the Rockaholics are so incredible. They make me feel like a rock star every time they see me. This past year, I've been playing shows all over the South End, and at every one of my shows, Rockaholics have come up to me and said that they started following me on socials because of you guys, because of seeing me and hearing me at Live Day. And it warms my heart so much. Words can't even express it. I really appreciate the heck out of you guys. And I had a super blasty blast once again. Live Day is such an amazing event. I love you guys.
Well, crap, now it feels weird to tell you that you're never invited to come back again, but I'm kidding. Dude, you crushed it as always. It's always a blast watching you do your thing. And I just love that you take these rock songs and turn them into like these just quirky ukulele songs.
It's a fun thing to do.
Of the ones that you learned for Live Night, was there one that was the most challenging for you?
Yes, actually. The Rush song. So I knew that you love Rush and you love Primus as well, and those are both very complicated bands to learn, especially because they're so bass forward, and my ukulele is like a fifth of the size of a bass. It's so tiny next to a bass. So it was very challenging.
Wait,
but
Mike, are you telling us that you have little uke syndrome right now?
Well, I used to play the bass, but I found that the ukulele makes my talent look bigger.
Yes, let's go.
Well, thank you again, Micah.
And we have a little bit of that just for the Rockaholics that missed Live Night. Here's Micah the Beast doing Rush, Tom Sawyer, which it took me until the very end of you doing it until I finally put two and two together, and that was the song that you were covering.
No, his mind is not for rent to any god or government. Always hopeful, yet discontent. No changes are permanent. But changes. And what you say about his company is what you say about society. Catch the witness, catch the wit, catch the spirit, catch the spit. Go Terran.
That was when I finally put two and two together. Before the Go Terran part, though. You crushed it, my man.
Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Micah. Happy holidays. All right, on the spirit of Live Night, we're going to check in with old man Kenny in Gig Harbor. Kenny, you were listening all night long. How did you think we did?
You guys are awesome, man. You guys are the rookies, too. You guys have been together a year. The Men's Show 20 next year, correct?
Correct.
Oh, my gosh. You're absolutely right. That's bonkers.
I was concerned that they were going to blow you out of the water, but guess what? You guys put on the Smoke Show.
Oh,
I appreciate
thanks,
it,
old
man.
Kenny. That's rad.
I'm sorry to say. How does Thrill say it? I hate to tell you there was something. He has wording, I forget. But you guys just smoked, man. The ukulele dude was so awesome. Had me laughing, and you guys even had me crying with the Tatum birthday stuff. It was phenomenal.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was funny because at the beginning of the show, I mentioned how it was Tatum's birthday that day. I was bummed that I couldn't be home, but it was cool to be with the Rockaholics, and I asked them all to say happy birthday to Tatum, and we videoed it, and I sent it to my wife. And I got a text back. I haven't been able to tell the update. Got the text back from my wife, and she said Tatum thought that was silly. So I'm not sure if that means
silly good or silly bad.
Silly good or Dad, you're embarrassing me. I'm 5. You already started embarrassing me as your dad, as the dad.
That was awesome. The Rockaholics put on a great rendition of the birthday song for her.
Well, we didn't even sing happy birthday. We just said happy birthday, Tatum.
Happy birthday, Tatum. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
It's a rendition. It wasn't the real song. It was just a rendition.
It's not a rendition.
It wasn't even a song.
Part of the words in the song.
They literally just said happy birthday. That is, don't try to save yourself.
Did the men's room sing to her?
I don't know.
No. Honestly, we did yesterday at the actual birthday party. And let me just say, Rockaholics, you're welcome for not singing or making you guys sing, because we sounded pretty bad singing happy birthday.
Yeah,
we changed keys a couple times, but we got through it.
Taryn, I looked over at you and you weren't singing at all.
I was too.
Okay.
I wanted to sing very quietly. I didn't want to upstage the rest of you.
I'm playing this off of my phone, but just this is what you called the rendition of the happy birthday song.
That was the modified Live Night version of the birthday song.
It wasn't even a song.
There was no melody. There was no beat. There was no music in the background.
Honestly, though, the way that Steve sings, just yelling, that kind of was singing.
You know what? You're not wrong. But to sum it all up, how was Live Night? Let's ask Big Walter Jones, Seahawks Hall of Famer. You guys are weird, but I love it, man. There you go. That was his analysis of our entire night.
I feel like all of us had very full weekends, just packed to the gills with activities. But one member of the show in particular had a first over the weekend, and it involved furries.
Let's check with Walt again. You guys are weird, but I love it, man.
You're going to find out what happened at 9:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Over the weekend, Danny V was doing it up at Emo Night, DJing for all the emo kids of Seattle and beyond, and it was a holiday theme. And then something different happened. You had a first, is that right?
It was Saturday night. We made it snow inside with Christmas confetti, which was pretty awesome.
Love it.
And then the greatest moment of my life ever happened, and there was furries on stage.
I saw the video, and it looked like you had your own team of mascots, like little emo mascots, like sad pandas.
Yeah,
and it was the funniest thing I think I've ever witnessed.
Well, not even just like, they weren't just in their furry costumes. They had emo shirts on, which was, one had one that said, "I love emo bitches." The other one had a sad AF shirt on.
Like, if you didn't tell me what happened, I would have thought you guys just hired some mascots. Like, now Emo Night's got their own little vibe of mascot people.
The greatest part, though, is that, like, I didn't know this was happening. And so I'm, doing my thing at the DJ booth, and then all of a sudden I just look up and somebody's like, "Danny, look," and I was literally like, "Oh my God, it's furries!" And I like ran over to them and gave them the biggest hug.
That's amazing. And how long were they dancing for?
They were there the entire night.
Did they on the stage the whole time?
They were on the stage. No, they went up, they did the photo booth, they went to the bar, got some drinks.
I bet everybody wanted photos with the furries.
Oh, I'm sure they did. There was so many photos being taken.
I remember a long time ago doing a wrestling event over at Evolve Fitness when there was the promotion called 3-2-1 Battle, and there was a wrestler, maybe rest in peace, a good buddy of mine, Scott Henson, who went by Big Cat, and he embodied the furry lifestyle and like was popular in that world, and also his character was like, he was like a cat furry type of a thing going on. And I did not realize that was the connection. I thought he just liked to dress like a cat, and that was his wrestling character. Until one time, looking on the crowd, I'm like, there's like a whole section of furries watching. I'm like, oh, that's funny. They're all inspired by this cat costume, so they all put on animal costumes too. And finally, someone's like, Migs, they're furries. He's like kind of like popular in the furry community, and that's why they're out here. I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Which wrestling community are you popular with, Steve?
Not the furries. Maybe the flurries.
The flurries, yes. The ones that like snow, but not a lot.
Love snow. And also the ice cream things with Oreo cookies smushed in them.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, the McFlurries.
I'm glad you had your furry first, Danny.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
The videos looked great. Thanks for sharing. There's a stripper from Portland who is making the news for what she did to their DJ. So what happened? We're going to tell you about it during the Daily Migs download after Everlast.
The Daily Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes, and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
A.K.A. the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
Ryan Castle joins us this morning.
Hi.
How are you feeling after live night?
Well, certainly better today than I was yesterday, and better yesterday than I was on Saturday. Saturday was touch and go, for real.
Oh, yeah.
How late did the night go for you? Oh, that good of a night.
Well, we all had a belly full.
That is a very good question, Steve, and one I'm not prepared to answer at this time.
We all had a belly full of one Krispy Kreme donut.
I know. That was it. I had 2 donuts for dinner is what happened.
And a lot of alcohols.
Yes, there was some indulging happening. But I mean, it's the
liquid diet.
It's the holidays.
All bets are off in the holidays. It was a blast, though. That was a great time.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And it's such a great group of people, and not just the people that work here, but all the musicians that come play with us, all of our friends from the other radio stations that come in. I mean, it's oodles and oodles of fun.
What was the highlight for you?
Christmas in Hollis.
Christmas in Hollis was fun. Yeah. Somebody even texted says, I hope you guys noticed how happy Steve was on the sleigh bells. I was fired.
I didn't even realize you were standing behind me until I saw the video later. Like, oh, Steve's standing there playing sleigh bells.
Dude, we were making like eyes at each other. Now I know why you don't remember much. Yeah.
I'll have to check my Uber receipt to see what time I got home.
And I'm watching from outside, like from the crowd. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And I was like feeling it. And I realized nobody is playing the sleigh bells, and somebody has to play the sleigh
That's right.
bells on Christmas and holidays.
Absolutely.
So I was in that weird thing. I'm like, I don't want to like run up there and like rush the stage. I'm like, this is a cluster off as it is.
Yeah, it's
So I go over there. I look at one of the guys. I'm like, where are the sleigh bells? And they're like, we don't know. So now
like right over there.
Yeah.
When I was standing with Steve, and when he ran like,
hard.
He was like sprinting to the stage.
That's fantastic. You can see the video at KISW.com.
I found one, but 2 sleigh bells. Now I'm holding them and I'm doing them in a way that looks very inappropriate, but I had to commit to it.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah, just keep them away from your face.
It's closer to your face anyway. Hey, the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. Seahawks, the 4-game winning streak's done. They ended up losing to the Green Bay Packers 30-13, but there's still plenty of hope. Check out our Daily Migs Daily podcast with Mitch Levy from Mitch Unfiltered. He kind of breaks that all down because, I mean, they're still in first place. They're tied with the Rams. The Rams kind of have the upper hand, though. But, you know, there's 3 games left, so go Hawks.
Lesson learned, though. Don't wear the action green.
Again. I thought we knew that already.
Apparently we didn't.
Okay.
Nobody got the memo.
A strip club DJ in Oregon is being treated in the hospital after one of the dancers started stabbing him multiple times in the back.
Dude, I saw that video.
His name is Duncan Allen. He has worked at Casa Diablo Vegan Strip Club for over a decade, and this is him talking about what happened.
I was basically on my computer getting some songs ready, and next thing I know, it felt like a 500-pound man punched me in the back basically as hard as humanly possible. So I turned around expecting there to be like a huge dude like about to fight me and hit me, and it was her, and she was standing there holding the knife. I still didn't know I was stabbed at that point, but then I took a breath in and I realized that my left lung had collapsed.
Wow.
That's wild. And by the way, is vegan strip club not the most Portland thing you've ever heard in your life? That is so, that should be on the Portland city flag.
It's like right next to the vegan donut place. You have the vegan strip club place.
Vegan strip club is the most Portland thing ever.
Very on brand.
Hey, as far as weather, we're going to have a very vegan 46 degrees. It's going to rain as well. The DMD, that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up next with the Morning 12 Pack.
The Daily Migs Show.
UT Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas, Texas, where discoveries change lives. The spark of collaboration that fuels bold thinking in our labs. The spark of inspiration that motivates greatness in the next generation. And the spark of innovation that pushes the boundaries of today's care. At UT Southwestern, teamwork and talent combine to fuel discovery, education, and healing. UT Southwestern. The future of medicine sparks here.